We'll, mm, mm, we'll like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time, where the passport bros. We'll like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time, where the passport bros. We would like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time, where the passport bros will like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life. This is our time. Where the passport, bro? Show. Let's get cracking, man. We are in for another classic, brothers. We're here with Theo out here in America, out there in America. We out here in the UK IP International Passport. Just sang to you that beautiful ballad from the heaven sent himself, of course. The angels came and was smiling as I sung that beautiful tune. Ain't that right, Theo?
Yes, yes, that's right. That's right, IP. That's entirely correct. I agree with you there. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Oh man, is that no comment, bro? No comment. So,
I'm
welcome, brothers.
I'm being
Come on,
polite.
bro.
It's your platform. I'm being polite. It's your platform. I have to remember I'm your guest. So I'm like, okay, I'll go with this. Yeah, okay.
Oh man. All right, brothers, welcome to another Future Classic live stream. I'm your gracious host, Mr. International Passport, here with BOF. First and foremost, brothers, when you come in the live stream today, please like the video, please hit the super chats, please hit the PayPal donations. Join the Patreon for more incredible insight and intel into foreign women and financial talk, and an abundance of other information for you passport bros. Continue to support any way you can. Book your IT consultations, get into IT, get on the mentorship plan with me. Let's get you brothers out there living your best life, man. So when you come in, like the video, man. We got over 26 people watching. Likes are very important. Please like the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let us set the agenda for today. As you can see in the title of the live stream, we shall be speaking about a very important issue affecting men, particularly in the West. Okay, and that is male loneliness. Okay, this has been something that has been spoken about quite heavily, surprisingly, in the West, since that they don't care about men anymore. About how it's a problem. A lot of men are lonely. So I came across an article earlier this week, and it was a shocking article, backed up by stats, what men are going through. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to read through the article little bit by bit, and then me and Theo will discuss about this issue that is plaguing Western men, and that's loneliness to the point where it is an epidemic. Okay, so let me share my screen here. Present, share screen. Okay, I got the link up. Let me double check. Okay, yeah, no Keisha on here. That's cool. Okay, so share screen, present, share screen, share screen. Okay, let's get it cracking. Right, so here's an article, right? Okay, titled "Male Loneliness," right? A silent epidemic, right? It's a healthcare article. Okay, and we can see here, right? It says here, while loneliness cuts across all demographic groups, some research shows that men are especially vulnerable. A 2000 and a 2021 American Perspective survey found that over the past 3 decades, the number of men reporting having at least six close friends dropped by half to just 27%. 15% of men reported having no close friends at all, compared to 10% of women. Okay. So as we go down here, right? Okay. Um, we see a number of solutions here, okay, where they're discussing as to what men have to do, right, to, stop being lonely. We got here, loneliness can be deadly for individuals, okay? The Surgeon General reports that lack of social connection increases heart disease risk by 29%, stroke risk by 32%, and is associated with higher rates of anxiety, depression, and dementia. Loneliness raises the risk of premature death by deletion, sorry, by close to 30%, as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's crazy. The epidemic of loneliness also harms society as a whole, with less participant engagement, performance diminishes in schools, civic organizations, and workplaces, right? So this is the impact that loneliness has on men in 2023. Okay, so we can keep on speaking about men are lonely. It's a problem here, right? And they've given some, some recommendations to stop being lonely, right? They say here, take a first step, go again, invest attention in friends, family, teammates, and even informal social contacts. Seek help when you need it. But I feel like as we get all these articles coming out about men being lonely, no one is truly getting to the core issue as to why it's a problem, right? So before me and Theo speak about why this is a problem, okay, let us first share our experiences with the issue of loneliness. Mr. Theo Waff, do you want to go first here, bro? You on mute, bro?
Hey, everybody. Glad to be on here. Glad to talk about this topic. I would say for myself, my loneliness started my super senior year of university. So it's in American universities we have 4 years normally, but I had a 5th year, so I was a super senior. That's what we call it. And the Japanese girl that I was dating left back to Japan, and I had 1 year left before I graduated, and all of my friends had basically already graduated. So I had nobody, and that's when it started. So I was super senior year, was 22, 23. Then grad school was one of the loneliest times. And then my first 2 years in Tokyo. Absolutely horrible levels of loneliness. And I'll never forget 25 years old. That's when I was dysfunctional due to loneliness. And when I remember the end of 25, I was coming to a point of accepting decisions that I had made and what I had done. Some of it based upon loneliness, some of it not. And knowing that I was going to have to take a different path in life, I was going to do something different. And for the next 4 years of my 20s, 26 through 29, was devoted towards solving the problem of loneliness, and particularly in Tokyo. It's kind of funny, it's 36 million people in the metropolitan area, but there's loneliness all over the place. So I had to change quite a bit. And I wasn't really lonely after that. The next time that I was lonely, sadly speaking, was my first year of marriage. And then once I adapted, I was okay. I've really never been lonely since that. So my lonely years were actually in my 20s. It's actually a real shame, but that's actually very true. It was very hard. I became dysfunctional many times. And learning to deal with expectations, learning to deal with performance was a real challenge. And it definitely had an impact on my studies, my interactions with people, my performance. So I'll never forget it. And I'm glad it's over.
Wow. Thanks for that transparency there and breakdown there. Theo.
Mhm.
I want to touch upon my experience with loneliness. And for me, right, I think my onset of loneliness came when I started being more aware as to how the West was operating. So when I got more, aware as to why things are this way, why women are horrible in the West, why in terms of, brothers are below, at the bottom of the totem pole, right? When you're more
Mhm.
aware of how the world truly works, when you've actually broken out the matrix, that can bring about a lot of loneliness because no one
Mhm.
can relate to what you're saying, what you're thinking. No one can understand what's truly going on in your head. You tell someone your ideas, or you tell someone as to how you truly feel about the world or certain topics, they look at you crazy. So in the West, right, we have a topic called groupthink. Okay, many people follow trends, and I'm not a person like that. And as I grew older and I started to see how the world works, as to why things are this way, as to why my community is at the bottom, and how external forces have destroyed my community, I felt lonely, bruv. I was just
Mhm.
thinking, why is it that my friends, my family, people around me can't see how the world truly works? Okay. And then, you go on the internet, you meet like-minded people on the internet, and then,
Mhm.
but these are people from different corners all around the world. Okay. Different time
Mhm.
zones. Nothing can beat real interaction. What's your thoughts about
Mhm.
that there, Theo?
I think it's actually very interesting the way you're coming at it. Um, I think that it's new for me from the way you're describing it. That's actually from a new point of view because you actually have the manosphere there. You have some sort of crimson capsule thinking. Whereas for me, it was very different. Um, I was pure blue pill. So in those days, I'm watching girls that I grew up with date other guys and tell me that I'm not good enough, I'm not sufficient, and I'm not arguing with them. I'm like, okay, I have to improve myself, and that's all I'm doing is improving myself. And during those time periods, there wasn't anybody there.
Mm,
It was literally me taking it on the chin. So I mean, when I look back, I mean, my 3,000 kanji that I know, I could read and write 3,000 kanji by the time I was 24 years old. That came during that loneliness. Um, my advanced Russian came during my loneliness. My computer science came from loneliness. Um, and my master's degrees came from loneliness. Um, and so during this time, again, I'm watching the girls that I grew up with get ran through or date other guys. And it doesn't really matter. They have that choice and they're not with me. I have to accept it. And I did. I did accept it. I didn't complain. I just improved myself. But this was at an extreme cost, at an extreme personal cost. I mean, I have very bad memories about this. So, a little different. Again, you're more of Crimson Capsule. I was Blue Pill, right? Because there wasn't any movement at that time. So it just, do better. That's it.
facts, bro. And addressing the current topic as to male loneliness as to why it's a problem in the West, right? I feel like there is a concentrated effort, right, to demean Western men and uplift women. You know,
Mm,
I'll give you an example, right? Many years ago, not too long ago, we had Black Girl Magic. We had this feminist stuff, right? We had women are better than men. We had this, constant attack against men, masculinity, what it is to be a man. Oh, you're too masculine, you're a bad person. They even say that men are not needed, men are trash. Now, for someone that's young, right, who's 18, 19, who isn't fully developed, right, in terms of a world perspective, when you're seeing the culture, because media matters, right? The media is powerful. What you see on TV, what you listen to, right, can affect your output on life. When the mainstream media is constantly demeaning you, that men don't matter, that the reason why the world is terrible is because of men, right? You're gonna feel like trash. You're gonna feel like, okay, so what is my purpose here? If society doesn't value me, if my own family doesn't value me, right? You're gonna feel lonely, right? And I feel like there's been a concentrated effort to break down men from a physical standpoint, a psychological standpoint, a financial standpoint, and just demean men and use men as some sort of they're just there. It's a woman's world now. The world in the West, right, is too pro woman. It's too pro woman. And that's one of the problems here, man. Feminism, demeaning men, demeaning men's masculinity. If you're too strong, right? If you're too masculine, you're a bad person. That's not right, Theo, bruv. That's what's contributing to this loneliness. Another point here, brother, right? We have you see all these programs for a woman, right? All these business programs, all these startup programs. Where's that for men? Where's that for men? Where's that? Particularly for brothers. Where's that? Black girls rock, black girls magic, black girls coding. Where's black boys coding? Where is that, bruv? I'm sick of it, bruv. That's what's contributing to the male loneliness pandemic, brother. Break it down for us, bro.
Again, I'm enjoying hearing this from your point of view, actually, because you're getting it when feminism is much stronger, and it actually is really hitting hard. Fortunately for me, in '97, I left the West and I was in Japan, and this was nonsense. There wasn't any of this over there at all. Men were respected, and I still had the degree of respect, and I was expected to be a part of a system, and I was expected to be masculine. So I had to learn a little bit more about how to be masculine from a Japanese point of view, but I was good with it. But it did, at the same time, I had to constantly increase my value. And so I was always trying to figure out how to do that. And that was a very lonely process that I went through. Now, I will say this, when I came back to America later on, 2011, around there, I saw what feminism was doing. And it was literally destroying a lot of younger males. And there was very little that we could do about this at this time. So this is when our movements, again, were just starting, and we were just talking with each other and trying to figure out what to do. So I mean, I'm Gen X, and we knew that we had been somewhat spared. We had enough problem with it, but we actually did have male role models, whereas your generation was being emasculated pretty much from day one. And yeah, I would definitely agree with you with what you're saying, that you guys didn't have any programs. Neither did we, but it didn't matter. We're like, go out and do it anyway, right? So I do think there need to be more programs for men, but of course they're not. So what do we do?
Facts. And I feel like the male loneliness epidemic ties into dating as well. I don't care what anyone says, right? We are human beings, right? And we are on this earth to procreate, right? We have an innate need to have women in our lives and procreate with said woman. Okay. There's a problem in the West where, right, average men are ignored. The average 9 to 5 man is disrespected, Theo, and he is ignored. Okay. A man that works an honest job or honest living is disrespected every day. When you hear women say that, I will never date a 9 to 5 man, right? How, think about the majority of men that work 9 to 5 jobs. they don't matter. You know, they don't matter if they work an honest job. You know, and then you have these average women going for the same guys, the top 1% of men. So the majority of men ain't getting box. The majority of men are
Mm.
not getting dates. So if you're single for a long time, that can bring about loneliness. Because as men, we need a woman sitting right next to us, sleeping right next to us. An innate need, right? We are here to procreate.
Uh,
So if that's taken away from us, right? If women have such high standards, if the powers that be are telling women, hey, don't go for an average guy, go for the top 1% of guys. Most men are average, bro. Not every man will be a billionaire or millionaire. I mean, that right there is contributing to the male epidemic, bro. There's crazy dating scene, you know, being lonely, having no girlfriend for years, women ignoring you, women don't acknowledge your presence. That won't make you feel good inside, bro. I'll keep it a stack, fam. Break it down for us, Theo.
this is when age comes in. I'm gonna talk about Coach Greg Adams real quick, and he has what he calls the marriage wheel. And the most vulnerable time that men have in the marriage wheel is between 28 and 32, because that's when they're usually at their max loneliness, but when their value is starting to increase. And if they've been lonely for a long period of time, they can take almost anyone. And it's incredibly, what can I say? It makes you dysfunctional. Now, for myself, um, I had my calamities from the ages of 34 to 37. Those were the big ones. Well, 38 as well. I include that. So after everything that I went through, I had cancer when I was 39. So I dropped the Crimson Capsule and I basically reprogrammed my mind. So at this point, I can't be lonely. It's almost impossible. Um, I know how to survive with without any contact. I think, as I said on your podcast or another ones, I forgot whose it was. I went over 6 years without human contact. I mean, without a hug, and I was fine. I can just keep on going. But this would have been when I was younger. This was most painful and very destructive. So yeah, I think yeah, you're gonna, especially where you're at right now, you're gonna feel this, and you do want to have that woman next to you, and you do want to have your family, which is very normal and natural. Um, I'm much more on just going straight out for successes, but of course, I had to reprogram. That was the thing. Very different idea.
A good point there, Theo, right? And I want to make another point here, right? As to, the problems with the West, the decadence of the West, bro. Like, the West is so broken.
Mhm.
It's like, we live in a flipping matrix, and that matrix is a constant loop of doing the same thing. So we wake up, we go to work, we come home, we watch TV, we go to bed, rinse and repeat. We wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed, rinse and repeat. And that's how the Matrix, aka the West, wants us to live, particularly as Western men. They want to chew us and spit us out once they've used us, for their purposes. You know? Imagine doing the same thing every day, not meeting new people, not meeting new women, right? Not traveling, you know, not experiencing new cultures because the West controls every aspect of your life. You know, in some cases and in some industries, they don't pay you enough. They don't care about you. You're simply just another number.
Mhm.
And that's a problem here, right? In the West, we are just numbers. Nobody cares about us. Nobody checks up on us, right? Nobody.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody gonna come and save you or check up on you. You are on your own.
Mm.
And the West makes that very clear. The West is a very isolated society. When I was in Panama, I didn't feel that way, bruv. Women were smiling at me. People were talking to me. Right? The sun was beautiful. The sun was great. Feminine women all around the place, smiling. Where you from? Where you from? Come over here. Come and meet my family. We don't experience that kind of love or appreciation or that warmth in the West anymore, bruv. We don't.
mm,
I don't know
mm,
anymore, brothers. That is what is causing this epidemic of male loneliness. It is a stoic, evil society, right? That's going on right now. Would you agree or disagree, Theo?
okay, so this is what the problem that that argument has is the feminists are going to say that this is leading towards an idea of you're being entitled to companionship, and um, it's I mean I look at them and I'm like, are you a mammal? Because that's usually what happens with mammals. Mammals usually pair up. So in order to avoid that accusation of um, entitlement, you got to be pretty strong about it and say I can survive without anyone, and that is actually quite the reconfiguration inside your head. So if you do it, I did this. If you do it, then the feminists can't tolerate. You can't do anything manipulation, but it does lean towards being permanently single, which is kind of a bummer. But if you go through it, you don't care. Um, yeah. So yeah, again, just it is an issue. I think the point that we want to say is it's normal for mammals to pair up, and if you are not with someone, then there probably is a corresponding woman who isn't with someone either. And so it doesn't benefit either one of your lives to go through life without each other. And in that case, there are benefits towards companionship and relationships than just doing everything alone, as most of us do. And in that point, yes, I would agree. That is much more effective and beneficial, as long as you can get somebody who you like. Yeah, should be okay.
Hmm. Let me know if you can relate as well to this particular point here, Theo, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like another another reason why male loneliness is an epidemic here is that a lot of men in the West don't want to live that degenerate lifestyle that the West promotes. Okay. And what is that? Excessive drinking, excessive
Mm-hmm.
white use, excessive hedonism, that
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing to live for. There's no God. Do what you want, do what thou wilt. That's what they push in the West, right? And if you're someone that's awake, you don't want to live a lifestyle like that. You believe in a higher power. You got to do things the right way. But all your friends around you live that decadent lifestyle, and they look at you funny.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you weird, right? So imagine your closest friends or your family members are engaging in decadent, filthy lifestyles, and you're the odd one out. They will look at you like you're the enemy. Because I've noticed that when you're the good guy, right, and people around you are doing bad things, and you're not joining in doing those bad things, they look at you like you're the enemy. Like there's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
That you think you're better than them. Hey, you don't want to. You don't. Hey, you don't want to sniff this yayo with us. You think you're better than us, bro? You think you're better than us, bro? I've seen that happen, brothers, countless of time to other brothers. The peer pressure, and you push back against it, and then you lose all your
Mm-hmm.
friends. I mean, that's what's causing loneliness too. A lot of us don't want to
Mm-hmm.
engage in the Western decadence lifestyle, man. Drinking, smoking, excessive partying, not giving a damn about your well-being. It's a crazy world we live here, brothers. It's a sick world that's happening in the West. There is a matrix. There is a matrix, man. And he wants to ruin you. He wants you to live life without any sort of direction, any sort of planning. Wake up every day and do what you want to do. If you want to drink 5 bottles of Hennessy, you do so. It's your life. Nah, bruv.
Penny.
Henny, you know? What's about that feel?
I had the same situation when I was younger. Again, 23, that's when that started. The end of 22, 23, 24, 25. You have to make a decision to get out. And so I made my decision. That's when I was going to grad school. I was studying Japanese like crazy. And I really, really studied. And it was lonely. And I had friends who were doing that. I always said my friends were engaged in population increasing, psychedelics, and mood altering liquids. I'm trying to be PC for your channel, and I was lonely, you know. And then I remember going to church, and the Christian girls were saying that I wasn't good enough, or it wasn't just that I wasn't good enough. It was all the guys in the church weren't good enough. And many of us were incredibly lonely. I mean, unbelievably lonely. And again, my solution was to leave the country. And so when I went to Japan, my first 2 years, again, extremely lonely. But then after that, it became better. And the process really was, I always had to do that self-improvement. And it wasn't just self-improvement. I had to understand where I was going to interact, what my expectations were, and how to present myself in a way to actually speak. But the first thing, honestly, was to get the money out. And that's what I did. And also be a part of the system. In your case, well, actually, not in your case. I can't say it's just in your case, because not just in the UK. It's also in the States. You have these problems in like the Midwest, where, maybe the most you can get is $40,000 a year. Or I've got a student, in Canada. I think he did like over 10 years, $30,000, and he doesn't know what to do. Yeah, he's a really smart student. He'll get out of that. We're gonna get him out. But during that time period, these guys, they're not in any relationship, right? And this is incredibly painful to them. It's not to all of them. Well, if you don't retrain your mind, it's going to be painful. If you really want that person there, well, in the West, you're not going to have a person. At most, what's going to happen to you is that you're going to have a lonely woman say the right things at a bar, get knocked up, and then she'll have your child, and she'll have 25% of your income also. So then you're going to be lonely, even poorer, and you're not going to have your kid around, which is going to drive you insane and make you even lonelier, which is totally messed up. And that's the West. Yeah, I really say that is the West. So again, guys, when this kind of stuff, when I was seeing this before, I think one of the big influences that I did have here was Japan, and then also Russia. In Russia, they also have loneliness, but they know how to talk to each other. They know how to get through it. And I really learned that when I was there. So I implemented a lot of what I learned in Russia, in Japan. And I was able to finally get the network together and get out of that. But it was horrible. So anybody listening, I want you to say this, I will never forget this. And it's part of the reason why when women start talking the way they are, and like they can't get a man, I was like, are you nuts? Do you know how lonely I was? Do you know how lonely my friends were? You had lonely men all around you, and you couldn't get one? No, that's on you, woman. But there were plenty of guys who would have cherished a moment with you just to break the loneliness.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Facts, bro.
My little point on that.
So obviously, we're about solutions on this channel, right? And I've got numerous points here as to what the solution is, in my opinion, to male loneliness, particularly this group of people we have on this channel, right? Number one, joining the Passport Bros movement. You know, without a single doubt, getting your passport, traveling, meeting new people, and experiencing new horizons, and of course, foreign women. When I was in Panama this year, my first time in an American country, in the Americas, so Central America specifically, right? When I saw the way of life there, the weather, the people, the culture, the food, the warmth, the weather, man, my self-esteem went through the roof. It was like living life on easy mode, being around beautiful beaches, seeing beautiful women of different races talk to you, be kind to you. You could approach them, meeting new friends in Panama, experiencing new things every day, right? Meeting American brothers in Panama too. It was an awesome experience, man. You know, it was a way that made me break out of the 9 to 5 matrix in the West. Just being abroad, just being on the beach and just thinking, being in your thoughts, laying in your thoughts, seeing the world around you. I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. The brothers, there is benefits in being a passport bro. And not just Panama for me, when I was in Japan as well, seeing a new different experience, seeing how the beautiful Japanese woman treated me. But aside from that, right, just experiencing a different culture, the Japanese way of life, the food, right? People being interested as to, oh, where are you from? Doko shishin desu ka? London shishin. Like, and you speaking Japanese back to them. It was awesome, man. And that's what traveling can do for you. And how do you become a passport bro? Get into IT. Listen to what me and Theo tell you to do. Having that path to IT greatness. And before you know it, you're remote working in a different country, or you're living in their country, working there. What's your thoughts there? What's your thoughts there for you on that first one of being a passport bro?
Oh man, probably got a long answer to this. So I mean, I gotta. How do I describe this to you? Yeah, I definitely say that you go ahead and be a passport bro. And I have to level. I mean, I have to level with this and be really honest. Um, Part of the reason why I was lonely was because I was a class jumper. So I did not want to be poor, and I wanted to set the foundation for my future success. So that was paramount. So therefore, I wasn't going out and going to festival Matsuri, for example, in Japan. People had invited me to this or that party, and I didn't go. People told me, "Hey, let's go out to the bar and have this and that fun." And I didn't go. All I did was study, and that focus made me very lonely. And also, I mean, I have to, again, we're just being honest right now. When I was my last, okay, I talked about my super senior year at university, I did make friends in the end, and leaving those friends tore my heart in two. And it was one of the worst decisions I made in my 20s. But I knew that I needed to go to grad school. So I was looking at my forward success, and the grad school, that master's degree was going to be more valuable. But to me, locally, when I was 23 and 24, the personal cost to me was undescribable. And what I needed to do was actually be in, the town where I was at was Champaign-Urbana. I needed to be in America, in Champaign-Urbana, and actually take a few years and just enjoy my friends, just enjoy being 22, 23, 24 years old without having to constantly be thinking about my future and things like that. On a personal level, that would have been wonderful, but I didn't. I kept on pushing myself, and I got my degrees, and I did the adjustments that I needed in order to be successful in Japan. But that came at a huge cost of unbelievable and undescribable loneliness. And I wish there could have been some sort of balance. I always said I really wish there something that could have been done for me to have something different, but I was escaping a situation, and I was willing to pay the price, and boy did I ever pay that price. So I came out of it dysfunctional, yes, but fluent in Japanese. I came out of it with a career in IT. I came out of it very much understanding Tokyo and how Tokyo worked and how to go into different circles and where I should go and not go. And as the Japanese would say, I wasn't a barbarian anymore. I was civilized. I understood how to act in Japan. But that came at a tremendous personal cost. So, yeah, I would have liked it to just if I could have taken a weekend out and just gone out with friends and, go to Yogi Park and, have some beers and, have a picnic and just, play volleyball in the park and have fun and just, take some cute photos. Hey, right? And, done some Pikachu stuff and just been like a total idiot foreigner in Japan, right? And had a great time. I didn't do that then. It was get the book open and study. Study again, do it more. And that was hard.
Yes, indeed, man. And that goes on to my next point here as a solution to the male loneliness epidemic. And that's more in terms of having a purpose. Having a purpose in this world is very important. Men have to work towards something. Never be a directionless man, or in Japanese terms, don't be a vagabond. Have goals, have objectives, work towards something every day. Every time you wake up, there should be something in your mind. I'm working towards something. That's the reason why I wake up every day at this time to achieve this goal, to achieve this objective, whether that's crypto, whether that's IT certs, getting into IT, traveling. Men need to work towards something. And what we find here in the West is that a lot of men lack purpose. They just exist, wake up every day, do the same thing every day, don't have any goals. And then you wonder why men feel lonely. Having a purpose can help ease that loneliness concerns. Why is that, right? If you have goals and objectives, you're doing something. So that will take your mind off loneliness and keep you busy. Okay. When you're not busy, right? Dark thoughts happen. There's a very popular saying, Theo, right? The devil has time for idle hands. Okay. So the devil works when you're not busy, when you're quiet, when you're in your thoughts. And that's when dark thoughts start slipping in. Is life worth living? What is my existence here? Why do I exist? What's the whole purpose of life? Those kind of thoughts come in, right, when you're not busy. But when you're working every day towards an IT cert, when you're studying, okay, when you're watching travel videos, when you're watching my channel, we have goals and objectives. Hey, 5 years from now, hey, 1 year from now, I want to be this person. I want to have 5 certs 1 year from now. Okay. I want to be in Japan 1 year from now. When you work towards something, man, right? Having a purpose is the very essence of being a man, in my opinion. One of the very essence, man. What is your purpose? Men need a purpose. And in the West, they have successfully stripped away the importance of purpose in a man's mind. It's all about, what are you doing for women? What are you doing for liberal rights? What are you doing for this, that? No. What about us? What about putting ourselves first as men? Put yourself first and put your purpose first. Over everything, brothers. Over everything, men. Your purpose, your well-being, and yourself should be above anything. But in the West, they want to give your energy and your time towards these modern women who don't give a damn about you. Have a purpose. Go on, Theo.
Boy, you really opened up the can of worms, didn't you? Okay. So, um, you do have to have a purpose, and the purpose has to be higher than anything else in your life. And when you have that purpose, you actually become focused. And so, I before I was 34, I had a career focus, yeah, but my main focus was making a family. That failed. So um, I would say after 40, I had definitely had a focus, created it right, and that I've been going strong ever since. I mean, there's always something for me to do. I'm never lonely. I'm always working, always achieving, right? But at the same time, I'll be honest. I mean, what you were talking about there, that's actually the introduction of nihilism, or what we would say in the sphere, the black pill. And I did black pill 2 years. Some people in the conclave said that it was actually longer than that. I didn't know that I went into it, but I did. And that's when what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have a purpose in your life, and then it's supposed to be reinforced by your family. So, you're going to die. You have this purpose that you're going on and trying to achieve, but either way you're going to die. So you're going to pass something on of this race to your children, and you get to see your children and actually have joy because you know that life's going to continue through them. And that's the actual framework you're supposed to have as a man. And in particularly between the ages of 35 and 45, you're supposed to achieve that. I did not. And it does cause some destruction in a man's life to not have that at that point. And again, how many men don't have it? So I got out of the black pill, but the black pill, it has its cost. It takes part of you with it. And that definitely happened with me. I can't deny that at all. And so, I mean, after that, sure, you can focus, but you're ultimately it's all futile, right? So you're still going, but you're just like, it's just today. Okay, so I'm just being happy with what I'm doing. I'm satisfied with these things. So sure, I don't have any dark thoughts, to be honest. I've dealt with all my demons. In fact, my demons were so used to me. I just pull the chair out. I'd ask them what they want for lunch. I'd make them some dinner. Make them what they wanted to eat. We were good friends with each other, right? But it wasn't always like that. What I had to face was actually very brutal, incredibly brutal. So I'm glad those days are done. So yeah, IP, you're definitely right. And the only way to get through that is with the family. Now, you guys there, my real suggestion is to go abroad, because you're not going to get any support from the Western woman at this point, because she's going to be like a wraith. She's like, I don't know, what do they call them in Harry Potter? I forgot, number 3.
Deathly Hallows.
No, they would those things that come in front of you and just suck all the joy out of you. I forgot what they're called. But I play D&D, so race. That's what I would go with. And race are actually horrible, and that's what most Western women are. So they also have the same problem you have. So instead of she giving to you and you giving to her, and you two together understanding that life is meaningless, but you're going to make a family together and you're going to have joy in your family together, she's going to look for happiness from what you give to her. And this is narcissistic in nature. And so it's impossible to give enough. It's literally impossible. So this is what we have: race. And I'll look at the chat. Dementors. That's right. Thanks, chat. So they're actually dementors in this situation, because they'll take everything from you, but no matter what, they're still miserable. And you're both miserable in this process. There's no building. There's just taking. And that's what a lot of them are. They're really like the mentors. If you go abroad, like again, like Brazil, you've got a woman who's trying to make a family and pass family traditions to you. And then you're building her up with your family traditions. And so you understand that work and money is a secondary or a trinitary, part three value, but actually family and religion are number one, and then culture. And then she's more than happy to make children with you, and you get to have what is actually deprived or totally gone in the West, which is ethics, values, morality. You actually get to have, instead of that, you get to have family values, you get to have family morality, you get to have tradition, longevity, and legacy. And that's something that actually edifies you and makes you a stronger man and a stronger person. So that's why I say get in the airplane, guys. There is no win in the end with the West. It really is just work until you die.
Wow. Amazing breakdown there, Theo. Next point here, to help curing male loneliness is being around people that have the same interests and hobbies as you. Obviously, we have a community here of passport bros and future passport bros. I would like to say that we lean slightly conservative in our thinking. We're more structured. You know, we don't play any games here. Obviously, me knowing Theo and other brothers in the platform, you know, we have similar interests, similar thoughts, similar ideals. That kind of builds a community. Having a mini small community where you can speak your thoughts to other brothers, where you can, you know, and I'm sure we'll disagree and agree on certain topics, but that's life. You know, everyone is entitled to free speech. But it's just in terms of the core fundamental values of your belief system. When you have a circle or a community that thinks like you do, okay, you're not alone. Because once again, when you broke out the matrix, you feel like you're alone. You know how the world truly works. You know why things are this bad. You know why modern women are this way. But the rest of people around you, they don't care. They just want to drink, smoke, party, engage in, you know, divide and multiplying repeatedly, you know. But when you're with a similar group of people that understand where you're coming from, hey, what's happening here isn't right. Who's really in control? Who really is pulling the strings? Who's a puppet master behind the master? You have that discussion amongst each other. You're not alone. Wow. Someone thinks like me. What's your thoughts, Theo?
I have to agree on that. The idea of the puppet master, right? But on a local level, almost everybody is being pulled by the same puppet master. And you guys are all on the same pathway as long as you have what Christian Cure calls a broken value system. And if you value community, people, experiences, you'll be okay. But the problem is that it takes two to tango. So if other people aren't valuing that, if there are other people aren't valuing people, then if you value people but others don't, then you're lost out and you're going to be lonely. So the only way you can shut that out is by very much focusing on goals, but also on money and work. And only thing that does is go towards vanity. And it's going to be, it won't give you any extended life. It won't extend your days. It won't make you into a better person. And ultimately, all those people, including yourself, just die with nothing. So you really do have to be with a group of people who value something, at least people, and then other activities that you value. And then with that community, it's actually possible to grow and experience life the way it's supposed to be experienced.
Yes, indeed. Great breakdown there, Theo. Fantastic. And I would say, brother, last point here is in terms of having hobbies. You know, whether it's reading, whether it's watching anime, whether it's getting lost in music, whether it's going to a record store and finding vintage classic records, you know? Whether it's volunteering, have hobbies, man. Do the same thing every day. Now, I'm all about studying, I'm all about getting the certs, but enjoy life, man. Have hobbies. Speak to people.
Yeah, I mean,
find new things to do. Go on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I love D&D. So there's some books that just arrived. These are some old classic books, but these are, books I never read, right? I'm going to give you some examples, right? So these are novels that I never read back in the day. Well, why didn't I read them back in the day? This is a good question. Well, it's because I gave up all of my hobbies in order to pursue a career so that I can get enough money to support a woman. And then, of course, that fell apart. And when I lost everything with people, I was on talking with people on Facebook with other guys who had lost quite a lot with women in marriages. And we all asked each other the same question, which was, why did we give up our hobbies for women? Why did we give up our hobbies for the career? Was it worth it? What do we have now? And so I remember that I was 34, 35, 36 years old. And I was like, I don't have anything now. All I have is just this work. And that's really useless to me. There was a recession at the time, and who cares? I really would have liked to have had my hobbies for years. I would have preferred to have studied, yeah, but then be reading science fiction. So I actually went through and replaced this. So it's part of the reason why there's certain stores. I'm rich, right? So I deal with certain stores who know me, and they know I work to death, and they know the kind of things I like, and they actually get like a package together, and they're like, Theo, would you like to have this stuff? Like, would you like to have these comics, or would you like to have this D&D? I'm in D&D Generation 2 Greyhawk. That's my world. Forgotten Realms is number 2. And they're like, hey, we got this unique thing, like this really module. Do you want it? And they send me emails, and I go ahead and buy it. And they actually helped me out, because then I'm able to replace those hobbies from my childhood that I should have had. So this is again an example. There's other ones. If you were here, you'd see this all the place. Be like, wow, like Isaac Asimov. This is a magazine
the Russian
that he came
writer.
out periodical. Yeah, and he's science fiction, and I actually go through and read these books that they used to come out. I mean, if you would be here, they're all over the place right here. I'll bring some more out. Here's another one and another one, and I go through and read them, and it really helps to plug in that hole, because I gave up all those hobbies in order to be successful. And what's the benefit? Okay, so I've got a lot of money. I don't have any wants, but on a personal level, so I have to recover. So one of the things I would say to you guys is keep those hobbies, and even if you get married, keep your hobbies. And if you're in a relationship and she doesn't respect your hobbies, get rid of her, and then go out with somebody who does, because those, like, hobbies and your interests, they really make you who you are, and you need to develop that and really enjoy that. You don't want to be like me in a one way. I mean, I can hear some people hearing that. I mean, okay, so sure, I was on the path of being a millionaire, but that was very painful. So, I mean, I was 25 years old and miserably lonely in Tokyo. Well, I had given up Robotech. Robotech. Robotech is from Japan. I was a major anime lover and I was a major Robotech guy before I started this path. I should have been nerding out like crazy when I was 25. What happened? That was one of the questions I asked. Why did I give that up? That's something I love. So don't do that, guys. Keep your hobbies, keep your interests, and have that focus in life. And then also try to have a relationship. But for the most part in the West, you're not going to get anywhere. So do that in another country, then you'll be okay.
Yes, indeed, bro. It's D&D Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I got some of the books up there are D&D. I got some really cool modules. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I went to Gen Con when I was 16. I was voted best player character when I was 16 years old. I was massive into this, but I was also very social at the time as well. And so I came to a certain point. I was like, if I'm going to have a real relationship, I have to give everything up and focus on the future. And that's exactly what I did. I gave up in the end cycling, which is something I love, D&D, singing. I used to sing jazz and sing solos. I got awards for doing it. I gave all that up. Painting, anything related to music. I wanted to be a DJ. Gave all that up. Lego. Back then I was big in the Lego. Gave that up, 100%. Let me think. What else I give up? I didn't even consider buying a car. In replacement of all this, I got my languages. Again, went to Sorbonne, went to St. Petersburg University, did other things, IT, linguistics, finance, got my career, speak fluently. I can be simultaneous translator. But I was in the end, I was just simping. I was just a lonely simping, giving all that energy to women. It didn't end well. So, you got to keep those things that they'll actually make you who you are, and be good at what you love, and try to, if you can, at least go out with your friends, at least have a bar you can go to, someplace you can chill out and just be with people who accept you for who you are. And then hopefully, if there's a possibility for love that'll happen, it's more likely it's going to happen in another country, though, not in the West. Just being honest. Go someplace else.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And before I say my last point here, maybe we got to do an anime stream, bro, in the future. Press the one in the live stream chat if you want an anime stream.
That's almost too painful for me to do. It's because I remember watching anime with Yukiko, and that I have some very cherished memories of that in Japan. So she was big in the Gundam, so we'd watch Gundam together, and we got some other ones. So it was good. So I haven't been able to watch Gundam ever since she's gone. So well, price I pay.
Hey, keep your head up, Theo, man. Keep your head up, bro. Last point here is lead west. That should be every passport bro's dream. That should be every serious brother's dream. The West is a fallen society, not just culturally, but I think in terms of the geopolitical scale, what I'm currently seeing right now, I won't go too much into it. Certain things are being sanctioned by so-called powers that be. The overall support for one country, the way the West is moving right now. I think the West is just self-destructing. And we don't want to be a part of a self-destructing society. It's best that we get the skills we need and leave for better fortune and success and being around normal people. The West is a fallen society. It's over. Go on, bro.
Let me let me explain this. Let me talk about this. Part of the reason why this is because of the design of cities in the West. So it's not as bad for you in the UK. For here, it's an epidemic problem. So particularly American cities are designed with a lot of concrete, and they have these strip malls where you can go park, go in, buy something, and leave. And you have no interaction with other people. And you're in the car most of the time. And then you live in suburbs. But as far as I'm concerned, a suburb is just like an apartheid cell. You don't talk to your neighbors. You really interact with other people, and you just stay within your cell. It's a nice cell, it's nice. It's a nice house, but you don't go out that much. You don't interact. And the Netherlands, and I would say also France, some areas of France, in particular the Netherlands, they redesigned their cities to be bikeable, to be you ride your bike, you can walk. And what they did was they made it so that you have multi-use housing, but also you had like apartment complexes that they're together, and the first floor is like food, cafe, something community, something that people can interact with, and then they have apartments on top. This is very much like Paris is as well. You look at a lot of areas in central London, same thing, and those areas are very livable. You have community, people are interacting. But if you use the car and you're way out away from people, you are actually isolated. And this is not the way a mammal or a human being is supposed to be acting. And if you look at the areas, the cities that I love Tokyo, Sao Paulo, and Paris. And the reason is because they have the proper city design. So you can actually know your neighbors, talk to them, go out and interact. When I was in Sao Paulo, I interacted by far more in 2 months with Brazilians on the street and in cafes and in restaurants than I have done here in Austin. And this is my 7th year here in Austin. And it's because I didn't have a car. And the buildings were together. You're actually able to communicate with people. It's a community. So this is one of the big problems with the West. It's actually city design. You wouldn't have this nearly as bad of a problem if you're living in New York, or like certain areas in Chicago, for example, because you don't need a car. You're actually living really close to people, and you have a community. You get to know who people are. So this is one of the things. It actually is the city design, and the only way to get out of it is to go someplace with a proper design. This drives me up the wall, to be honest. I sit back and say, how the heck am I supposed to deal with this? Very frustrating. So it's probably the reason why I want to live in Sao Paulo at least 10 months a year. I'm with a community. Sounds great.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So that is the first part of the live stream. Before we start reacting to numerous clips, we hope you've enjoyed this discussion. IP Theo WAF. We hope you've enjoyed the discussion. Put a 2 in the live stream chat. This was a very useful and encouraging discussion to keep on. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're feeling lonely right now, make sure you rewatch the stream, hear the solutions that me and Theo broke down, and keep your head up, man. You're gonna be all right, man. You definitely will be all right. Shout out to Mr. Osama Abdu for the $2 super chat. IP thoughts, Munich versus Berlin for a 46-year-old bro. Munich, without a doubt. Berlin, decadent city, a lot of freaks out there. Check it out on the Patreon. But if you want to have fun, go to Berlin. If you're looking for a wife, definitely Munich. But you need to know German. Learn German if you want to score in Munich. Shout out to Mr. DN3001 for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. And bro, let's get some more super chats flowing and some more PayPal donations flowing. That'd be really appreciated. What up, IP? On the real, male loneliness is real. You got to watch your blue-pilled male friends too. Tell Theo to stay away from the Cheesecake Factory. Is that a joke that I'm not aware of?
That must be a joke because, as I told you guys last week, I can't eat cheesecake. It's impossible for me to eat cheesecake. I can't even smell it. I'll actually regurgitate if the smell is too powerful, or if you somehow get it in my mouth. That's it. I'm regurgitating right there on the spot. Funny joke, haha.
You don't like cheesecake, bro? Cheesecake is beautiful, man. Tasty. What? You don't like cheesecake?
I cannot eat it. It's
Why
impossible.
Is that? Cheese?
It's
allergic to cheese? Or?
No. It's the smell. I can't.
Okay.
I can't eat it. I can't eat cottage cheese, yogurt, blue cheese, cream cheese, anything like that. It's literally impossible. I will puke. Like
cream cheese.
In fact, I can't be in a room if other people are eating it and I can smell them eating it. There's a possibility I'll regurgitate on the spot right there.
Okay. What's Korean cheese? What's that? Is that fruit?
No, hold on. I'm making it say it again. So yogurt, cream cheese, blue cheese. What is it? What's the other one? Anything like that. Any kind of like fermented cheese like that. That's usually like white and liquidy. Cottage cheese is another one. Impossible. I cannot eat it and I cannot smell it.
Okay. Wow. Okay, Theo's anti-cheese. Okay.
No, it's not anti-cheese. I actually like cheese. It's just those forms like I cannot eat. So I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory. So it's kind of like a outbound rule. I always say go around it. If there's a Cheesecake Factory in the mall someplace or a store, and I see it from a distance, I'll just go around. I don't even go in. It's like I don't want to throw up. So it's not going to happen. So just how I am.
Stop lying to us, Theo. Those kind of cheeses remind you of the Keisha you dated back in Chicago, from Southside Chicago, right? She loved cheese and she reminded you of her. Don't lie to us, bro.
My mom used to say that I was lying, and she would try to con me to get me to eat like cream cheese or like cheesecake or something like that. And you know what had happened? I would be at the dining room table and I would puke on the table.
Jeez.
And then I was like, "Are you insane? I told you. Who are you? Are you my mom? Yeah. How do you say that you're my mother if I'm your son and I told you this and you've seen me do it before, and then you try to con me, you get my trust, and I puke on the table. So do you like it that all the food now is disgusting? You have to throw everything away and go get a mop and clean everything up because you lied to your son." I don't. So it happened a few other times. Like when I was 11, I got a little bit better at holding it in. So she would con me again, and I would just go directly to the bathroom or to the sink and just puke there. And then I would get soap. Gladly, I get some any kind of soap like Dial, put it into my mouth, and just wash everything in my mouth. I had to get rid of the smell from my mouth, or else I'd puke again. I'd do it a second and a third time.
Damn. Okay, so next super chat here. Shout out to Mr. J Remo for the £5 super chat. Theo, in the realm of bites, he's a sovereign serene, cloud sway, wise chair in decree, ever so keen, our mentor and guide, he sets us free. Okay? Okay. Very good. Very good.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. That was actually a good one. I'm actually trying to get him a good position in America. Working on it. It's
Please
hard,
do. Awesome.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. He definitely deserves it. Shout out to Jerry, hardworking. All the best to him, man. And success and blessings to J Remo. Shout out to Mr. Duck Decadent for the $5 super chat. It's healthy to have hobbies and inner creed. I'm practicing some Gregorian chants for Sunday. Wow, Theo is a lounge singer too. Shout out to IP and Theo. You're a lounge singer. Is that something I'm not aware of, bro? What does that mean? Oh,
That means I did solos. I used to sing solos. I used to do jazz solos. I loved it.
Did you? Today?
Yeah, but I gave that up. I gave that in the pursuit of becoming a better person so that I can get a woman, so I can get married. And then where'd it lead me? That's a
Can
big
you
question.
sing?
So
Can you sing? Can you sing
yeah,
for us, bro? Can you sing now?
no,
Why not,
no,
bro? Just
no,
let's sing a song.
no, no,
Some
no. That's the past.
D'Angelo.
That's the past. No, that's the past. Past. It's gone. The ship has sailed. Yeah. There's some things you just give up on. You're like, okay, that's good. That happened. Okay, fine, go on. So,
Damn,
yeah, when I was young, when I
singing.
was
Come, bro.
younger, let's say when I was younger, several of my teachers said I should pursue a career in singing.
Oh,
Nice. It didn't happen. So, what happens in linguistics is that a lot of people who are good at singing, they actually go into language and they become linguists, which is what I did.
wow, incredible. Gregorian chant. What is? Let me look. What is that? What's
Think of
that?
enigma. Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
It's like it's chants, like Latin chants. He could probably describe it better than I can, but they're really cool chants. I like them. I think they're cool.
Awesome. That's all the super chat. Let me check the PayPal real quick. Like any PayPal donations before we start reacting to the crazy world of the delusional beings called modern women. Are they real? Are they aliens? Who knows? Find out on the next episode of Columbo. I used to watch Columbo every day back in the day, man. Man, Columbo.
I I I didn't watch television between the ages of 16 and 28. Believe it or not, all I did was study. If I did watch television, it wasn't me watching television. I would watch Japanese language videos or Russian language videos. That was it. Or when I was in France, I would watch TV, but that was to get better French. So I was like, listen to the news or something like that, which is kind of normal. But in terms of shows, no. I still don't know what happened during that time period. People tell me all the time, like, what about this or this movie? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I didn't watch anything.
Awesome. All right. Let's get cracking, man. So let's react to some incredible content found this week. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me get the video file. That's one over here. Okay. So let's get cracking, Theo. Present video file. The first one is here. Okay, let's go.
Passport.
Oh, Keisha. Let's go, brother. All right, so first clip we're going to react to is a Keisha. Okay, can you see my screen, Theo?
See that look on her face? That hate coming out. I love it. I love it. This is so fun. Go ahead. I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Okay.
Black women do not have a problem with the passport bros. What we have a problem with is on black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You're going over there to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king in all your mediocrity. Don't blame us for that.
I gotta go off of what I've seen. They cater to you to a T. I know someone that has married someone and brought her over here. It looks like she's out of magazine.
She would be a model over here, right? Do you think if she was born in America, she would be with him?
No, she would not be with him.
Do you know why? Because they're poor. Y'all are taking advantage of these women, blaming us. Black women are this, black women are that, as if we're causing you to take advantage of these women. Leave us the f out of it.
Oh, okay. Keisha came out with boxing gloves. What's your thoughts on this clip here, Mr. Theo?
She can't take it, like many ABW or many Western women. They cannot accept our words and our testimonies that we have regarding our experiences. What they want to do is either shame us or silence us so they can go on with their truth. And this is absolutely pathetic. These women, they deserve their answer. And yeah, a woman, I just say, yeah, the passport bros are leaving because of women like you. We're tired of you and we're done. And then we're going abroad and you're saying we're taking advantage of other women. No, we're not. We're treating them well the way we wanted to treat you. The issue is that those other women also reciprocate and they actually want to make a family with us. Whereas you want the thug, you want the gangster, you want the low level pookie, and you want to become a single mother and then not make children with us. That's the issue. So we're gone. You can go deal with who you deal with. I mean, it's not for us to say, but it's because of your decisions that we are leaving. That point and simple blank.
Absolute facts, man. And they keep saying that, passport bros are only going after poor women. And I think that's a disgusting generalization there of all foreign women, right?
Mhm.
When I was in Japan, when I was in Panama, when I was in Germany last year, you're going to see women that are high value, that, work a job, make money, live great lives, but they're still feminine, submissive, cooperative, and great to be around with. So if they're making their money
Mhm.
over there in Japan and Panama, and they're very chill to be around with, why is it that modern women in America, UK, and other Western countries are not able to replicate that kind of feeling? So obviously, women here in the West make a lot of money, and the more money she makes, the more masculine she is, the more disrespectful she is, right? But
Mhm.
in Japan, where it's the third biggest economy, Japanese women have a lot of money there in Japan, but they're still cooperative, still submissive. That just shows you that these Western women are just uncontrollable and have no idea what they're talking about.
Well,
It
I
is a
mean,
bro.
so but the thing is that we just talked about the loneliness, right? So again, I'm talking about for myself. When I was lonely between 22 and 25, I had to accept that these women were being smashed by Pookie, the thug, and the drug dealer. And whatever they said, their reason for doing so, I accepted. And I had to improve myself, which is what I did. But what these women thought was that after they were done with these guys, that people like myself and you would be around for them to choose in the end. And in the end, no, we're not. We decided we're done because you guys have a lot of mental problems after being ran through by Pookie and the drug dealer and the thug. So we're not going to deal with you. That's it. We're done. We're done over. And we're like, you had that opportunity. We were there. We went through years of loneliness. We already had that experience. So now that we have choices and that we can do something else with our lives, we're goal driven. We have successes and things. We don't want you. We're going someplace else. So, oh well, girl. I'm sure you can deal with it.
Absolute facts. She's talking about black women don't have a problem with brothers traveling. They do have a problem because when we travel, there's less cleanup men in the community to patch up the F ups they do when they get ran through by Pookie, Rere, and become disgusting.
Mhm.
Hold on, and become single mothers. In right, Theo.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. But the point is again on this is like again like say a guy who's 22 years old, like for myself, who's educated in university. These guys again who are in STEM, what we would have thought we had died and gone to heaven if we could have dated a woman like this, right? And even we would have had to deal with her crap. We would have been over the moon happy because we wouldn't have been lonely. So they had us. There was an opportunity, and now they don't have us. That's it. So, like, we had to accept their decisions when we were younger. They have to accept our decisions when they're older.
Facts, absolute facts. Shout out to Theo for that breakdown there. Amaris, can you send me a DM on IG, bro? We gotta do a stream on Belgium, brother. Without a single doubt, bro. We gotta do a stream on Belgium ASAP, bro. Let's set it up before the year ends, brother. Amaris, send me a DM on IG. Let's get that stream on Belgium cracking, brother. Appreciate you, bro. Awesome. So on to the next clip, Mr. Theo. Let me remove this over here. All right, Jamata Kisha, remove from the studio.
Yeah, to say that it's not because of them, I'm just like, who are you joking? I mean, really, who are you joking here? It's entirely because of you and your decisions. All you had to do is be nice to us. That's it. We would have been like jelly in your hands. That was it. Would have been done.
Facts, man. So we now have a foreign woman, right, coming after the delusional passport sisters who are living a life of delusion, thinking that they can be passport bros. Let's hear this foreign woman's thoughts right now.
In a response to the passport bro movement, a lot of modern Western women decided to start their own passport sisters. But hear me out, y'all. Common sense should have told them why that's not going to... Actually, critical thinking should have told them why that's not going to work. And here's why. I'm going to tell y'all in one word. Hypergamy. Traveling overseas for a husband, but you want that husband to pay for your lifestyle that you currently have in America, the math just not mathing up right there. More than likely, you are going to have to be the breadwinner in the relationship. Now, here is an example of a passport sister who miserably failed at her passport sistering.
Oh, facts, absolute facts, man. Let me go here first, right? Once again, the whole passport sis movement is a failure. Why is it that passport sisters don't understand that, foreign men do not find Western women wifey, right, or attractive like that? They simply pump and dump machines for them. Okay. However, for us as passport bros, foreign women definitely want us for who we are. Western brothers have a different sort of status, the accent, the swag, our culture. It is unrivaled anywhere around the world. And you can see here, right? Passport sisters, right, are failing all around the world, particularly in Brazil, Dominican Republic, where they have more resources than the man. The men there ain't gonna take that. You could be busting around men in Brazil and Dominican Republic. Hey, I got more money than you. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. That's not gonna fly in the DR. So these passport sisters, right, with their lawyer jobs, with their medicine jobs and their business jobs, they are fooling themselves. Break it down for us, Theo.
There's so much to say. It's hard for me to even start. You're entirely correct, IP. Basically, what Western women want is normally found with Western men. What Western men want can be found anywhere. And the women do not understand this. And so when we go abroad, we can date women who are clearly what we want. We could have wanted them in the West, or we could want them someplace else. And if we're dating another country, again, our currency goes a lot further, right? So we never have to worry about a lack of money, cash flow, anything. We're just fine. In fact, our standard of living just dramatically increased. So in that situation, we're doing well. Whereas the woman abroad, the passport sister, she isn't finding men who meet her standards. She thought Western women were bad. Wait until she goes abroad. And she's not going to find the entire package. This is why I always laughed when I saw passport sisters going abroad. They were like, I'm going to get this and that. I'm like, go for it. Yeah, go. I'm not even going to stop you. Go right for it. I'm not even going to say anything. Because I would just wait a while. And then, like, again, Japan. Or, other places. Yeah, Europe, same. Well, like Germany and Eastern Europe. The women, they get ran through a bit. And then they go to the airport empty-handed, with nothing to show for it except for some wild stories, and then they leave the country. That's it. The only thing they were performance teachers for some foreign men. That's about it. a good time thing. And the guy has got some action. That's it. Whereas us Western men, we usually get a ring. You know, we're getting married. We're making a family, right? So that's why I never care. When I saw this, like these two that we have right here, I saw that, of course. I was like, the woman got what she deserved. It had nothing to do with her money, had 100% with her attitude. And she couldn't keep a man for the same reason she couldn't keep a man in the West. Same kind of idea. It's 100% her personality. Whereas you take our personalities, you put us onto Panama, Japan, Colombia, Ukraine, Brazil. Yeah, we get women flocking to us.
Absolute facts, man. The peak experience of a passport sister is being ran through by Jamal, the Rasta dude in Jamaica. The peak experience for a passport bro is finding a wife that's submissive, feminine, and having plentiful of children with her. There's a clear difference here. Passport sis, y'all lost. Shame on y'all.
I kind of like the idea of them going abroad and doing foreign diplomacy by making a lot of foreign men happy. I got no problem with that. I know it sounds horrible, but it's actually true. I was like, okay, because you're going to go to Italy and a lot get ran through by a lot of Italians. Well, they're going to think a lot better of America, so go for it. I mean, I got no problem with that. I mean, that's really good diplomacy. So, I mean, you know, okay, you're going to be our international ambassador, so we want to make sure the men in another country think well about us. Okay, go. Here's our concubines. There you go. Do you enjoy them? Oh, yeah, they're good. Yeah, let's see, this is good. All right, okay, we'll bring them back home. All right, we'll get it cleaned up. All the diseases they got, we'll clean them up, and then we'll send them back over to you next year. Oh, good, yeah. So, again, it sounds so bad, but this is how I really think. I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
Awesome. So, next clip to react to. So, I'm remove this from the studio. No, not kick Theo. No, kick you out the studio, Keisha. Okay, now let me bring in video file, and then the next one. Okay. Give me a second here. Give me a second. 674. Double check it. Hold on. Okay, yep. This is going to be an hilarious one. Present video file, and then it's the third one down. Okay.
All I said.
Look at her hair. Atrocious. All right, let's go.
Let's think about it this way. All I said was that you have to be a better human, and that if you have to get a passport essentially to go get coochie, then that says something about you. Why? Because there's millions of people here in America, including people that travel overseas. So if you can't get a girl here, then good luck getting a girl anywhere else. And you also want to know why? Because in other countries, men are held at a different standard. They are providers. They do pay for a lot of the shit. They are the main breadwinner, and they do take care of shit. Unlike a lot of you men nowadays, huh? And what? Y'all don't like America because we have free will here? Or is it because women have more rights and we're able to provide for ourselves, and now that we're realizing that we don't need you, it's showing? And now y'all are mad, talking about, oh, we're going to get our passport. Go ahead. Clap, clap. You didn't make the roster anyway. Don't hate from outside of the club that you couldn't even get in.
Well, hold on there, miss. Okay. The reason why we prefer foreign women is because you modern women are just unbearable. You don't cook, you don't clean, you're all about your jobs. I made this money, I made that money. We don't want that in a woman, right? Are you feminine? Are you submissive? Are you coachable? It's not about going abroad and just, running away from foreign women. We want better women in our lives, So it's, these modern women have no clue as to what the problem is. You're the problem. I mean, look at your hair. A Japanese chick, a Colombian chick would never record a video with her hair looking that messy. No makeup on, looking like a goddamn Casper ghost. Okay? That's also another problem. The arrogance, the entitlement. Y'all don't control us. y'all don't control us anymore, modern women. Okay, break it down for us, Theo.
Yeah, I would say like even from the way she talks, she's an automatic turnoff, and this is the kind of woman we would never want to have in our lives. Period. And she's leading with her body first, talking about body parts that we would want from her, and that's not what we want. We actually want relationships and joy and having a good time with a woman, not as this woman is talking. Obviously, she's talking with men who are not providing for her, and that's because they don't trust her. No man should be paying or be providing for a woman who's just going to be a gold digger. And this is the very typical type of gold digger that we engage with in the West. So we just avoid them. And without a doubt, if we do go out and do anything with them, we don't pay for anything with them because that's what they deserve. They do not. They deserve our distrust. They have earned our distrust. So, she's talking about. I mean, she has so many contradictions in what she's actually saying. Basically, in the end, she understands that her source of simps are going to dwindle once these guys actually find women who reciprocate love and affection abroad. And they'll have these guys like myself, like you, have no desire to be with this kind of woman. And we'll recognize that what we were willing to have when we were lonely in the West is pathetically low compared to what we can attain abroad once we become driven. We focus on our priorities and we learn the language. So, girl, you can say anything you want. We're not for you anymore. Bye.
Goodbye. That's facts, bro. That's absolute facts, man. Y'all can't control us. Y'all can't tell us what to do. It is over. You made your bed. Now you lay in it. Okay? Rude, disrespectful, entitled, high body count. Nah, we're good, man. Passport is right here in my hand right now. Okay? And we're going to use it. And we're going to leave you be in the horrible West. Facts, Theo.
Yeah, there's just no gain with her. I would never. I mean, I'm just thinking like that kind of woman. I'd never try to make a child with her. I'd be horrified. That's walking child support right there. That's you're gonna lose your child without a doubt. This woman has no values. None, zero. I would never want to be with her. And guys in the West, you can't deal with this. This isn't something you want to deal with at all. This woman thinks she has value. Yeah, to Pookie and Ray Ray, yeah. Well, not to any man who has his priorities together and knows what he wants in life. No, you got to get away from this kind of chica. So get your passport and leave, guys.
Absolutely. So we got a few more clips, but the next one is gonna shock you, brothers, man. And that's why y'all gotta get your passports, man. It's really sad what I saw in this video, man. It was shocking. But this is the West, and if you don't have your passport by now, I don't know what's gonna save you, brothers. All right, so now let me play it real quick. Okay, so.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, we got Becky here.
You're a loser. You're a loser.
Wow.
How am I supposed to be with you when I got these men all the time in my DMs offering me luxury cruises, mansions, all this different stuff, and then I come home to you playing video games in your underwear?
It was good when we first started dating.
That's 7 years ago. I've grown as a person, and you haven't. I've outgrown you.
Wow. So after all these years, you have to tell me that about getting pregnant by another man? We couldn't separate we couldn't have this conversation before we got to this part?
Things happen, but
I had to find out you was pregnant?
You weren't taking
How low
care
of you?
of me.
That's low.
You were not. The bottom line is that you were not taking care of
I'm
me.
a hard-working
so I
man.
went into another man's arms.
I'm a hard-working man. I gave you everything you asked for me. What more you want?
I'm in here splitting half of these bills. You're not taking care of me.
The rent is $4,000.
So, a real man could pay.
Oh. Okay, go first, please. I'm very angry right now, brother.
There's okay. There's quite a lot here to unpack. So, man puts pregnant girlfriend out on the streets for what it looks. What is it? For getting pregnant? Is that what it says? For getting. I can't read what it says for getting. What underneath for getting. You can read it on your screen, but I can't read it. So, first thing is, if a girlfriend is pregnant, even with another man, I would at least be humane to her, and like I wouldn't have her lift anything. I would lift everything for her. Wherever I need to take her someplace else, I would do that. I wouldn't have her do any labor just because she's pregnant. So I respect that part
By
of
another
being
man.
pregnant with a woman.
By another
It doesn't
man,
even
Theo.
matter. It doesn't. Even as another man, it's human. She's pregnant. It's enough labor for her. So I would actually do something for her. I wouldn't give her any money, but I wouldn't have her do physical labor. I'd help her out with there. I would kick her out, but I would be the one getting her stuff and putting her out someplace else. He is my first criticism is for him. He is not improving himself. And again, 7 years playing video games like that all the time. Okay, I understand having hobbies, but what she's really saying is that he didn't grow as an individual during those 7 years, which is a common criticism. And I would be like, yeah, man, you need to be growing. You need to be doing something else. You got this woman that you're humping. Okay, fine. But you need to be doing something else. And then 7 years is by far too long to be in a relationship without getting married or doing something else. That means the man is indecisive while getting the goods. And that's not good. As far as I'm concerned, it means he's immature and he needs to improve himself. That's my first criticism for him as an individual. Like, I would never do this. Impossible. Now, for her, you got pregnant with another man. Yeah, you should have actually ended the relationship. She did a classic monkey branch. She should have ended it and then gone someplace else. So she was using this guy. And she is going from, they're both living in an area that is not financially smart or wise. So, like $4,000 a month for rent, that's ridiculous. Where are you living at? So that's both of them are la la land for that one. They're both financially stressed. If they're actually being wise and actually trying to do something constructive, and they actually have cash flow, well, then they should be out in the suburbs, getting a mortgage, getting that payment down below $2,000 a month, and then using the money for a family. So they're not thinking about building. Both of them are thinking about consuming. It sounds to me that one is indecisive, and the other one is somewhat narcissistic in nature, but also in one way or another, she's actually kind of smart to at least move on because she's not going to get anywhere with this guy. I have to criticize him on that one. But the way she did it is not smart. She should have dropped the relationship first and then gone on to the other guy. That's my little spiel there.
Interesting. So for me, right, this woman's the devil, absolute devil, bro. If you don't see a future of the man you're with, cut it off. Don't sleep with other men and get pregnant by another man, and then come back to the man you're dealing with and blame him for you being a 3 or 4. If you didn't see a future with him, end it as soon as possible. Have a discussion. Hey, what are you doing with your life? Why are you not doing this? Why not doing that? Have that conversation with your man. And that's the problem with modern women in the West nowadays, right? They just don't think things through. They don't think critically. They get hurt very quickly. They want to leave. Blah blah blah. Whatever happens to speaking, just having a conversation over coffee, planning your own future together. I guarantee you, foreign women, they still do that. They're not going to rush things like that and go and get pregnant by another dude and disrespect their current boyfriend.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. So these guys, this is a dysfunctional relationship. These guys should have separated 3 years ago. Basically, they should have either gotten married or separated. So something else is going on here. This is the West. I would say, guys, don't be in a relationship like this. And you know, getting the goodies, but being indecisive means you're a boy. So you need to step it up a bit. And if you're indecisive, then means you don't get any goodies. Goodies are for men, not for people who can't make decisions.
Awesome. Thanks, bro. So on to the next one, okay? And you're gonna love this one, Theo. This is definitely up your ballpark to criticize and tear apart. Remove from studio. This is a really crazy one. Present video file, and then where is it? Oh, here it is. You're gonna love this one, Theo.
With America!
Let's go.
I have a bone to pick with America! So I'm headed to my serving job. I fucking hate it. Maybe why I make more money serving. I have my literal business marketing degree that put me in a cute $80,000 in debt. And I make more serving sushi rolls. Because I've been applying to marketing jobs fucking for weeks now. And the pay cut is insane. But the jobs that are like a cute $150,000 to $200,000 a year, I'm not getting those. I'm a almost 25-year-old, my birthday soon, almost 25-year-old chick going against, corporate ass America, people with so much experience. All I got is my degree. People say, get your degree, but then they don't talk about how you need experience. The degree was the experience! I need to relax.
Theo, where did this modern woman go wrong? Break it down for us, bro.
Okay, so she did not look at the how do I say this? She is not using her education in order to realize its full potential. Instead, she's more following, and she needs to think outside the box in order to become better and to improve herself. When I was in Japan in the beginning, and I was earning $2,000 a month as an English teacher, it's horrible. It was really hard, but I really remembered what my professors told me, and I said, I'm not going to let my professors down, and I'm going to go out and apply what they told me and make more money. And that's exactly what I did. So my wages started doubling. She's not doing that. So it's easy to say, for example, you took out too much college debt and now you've got a worthless degree. You can say that. That's actually what would be somewhat of a good criticism. I would say personally, it would be by far better to say, you didn't learn how to apply your degree, and therefore you are stuck in a hole and you need to figure that one out. That's her problem. She can't think for herself.
The same way that most modern women can't think for themselves, bro. Always got to blame someone for their horrible decisions. Who told her to do a marketing degree? The smart ones, right, in America, I watch it very well, they're either doing degrees in STEM, in law, in medicine, because they know the job are plentiful over there. Some of these modern women think they can just do what they want to do and the doors are going to open up for them, right? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. 80K a year with a marketing degree. I don't think that's not possible out of university. Who lied to her, bro? $80,000 a year for marketing degree. That's IT level salary easily. That's a doctor's salary. That's a finance salary. That's not a marketing salary in any shape or form right out of university. These modern women are delusional, bro. Absolutely delusional.
I would Yeah, I have to. Yeah, what I guess what I. Like
80K
my
out of university for with a marketing degree, that is unheard of, bro. Who lied to her? This is dreamland, bro. This is some
I
anime TV show I'm watching right now, brother. Just absolutely fake.
see. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without being sounding bad. So if a feminist is hearing what I'm saying, I'm trying to say it in a way that is not bad. Um, she can do her career later on, or she should be working with a man with her career and then think long term about what to do. The issue with her right now that I'm seeing is she's gorgeous. She's actually very beautiful. She's 24 or 25 years old, and she is not thinking about her MRS degree whatsoever. And what she's going to do is spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to get money, how to pay off her college loans when she's at a prime time to make a family. And that's what as far as I'm concerned, in terms of in terms of a human point of view, this is the real tragedy, because she'll probably, because of college loans, she'll probably at the most have one kid, and it's probably gonna be like when she's 38, 39 years old, and who the hell cares? She could have gotten out of university, gotten married like that, very easy, and then used marketing later on some way with her husband and actually given value to him, where together they could have done this and actually built together and come out on top, but also she would have a family as well. I'm just saying this. I mean, this woman can pop out kids in a second. So my little way of thinking of it. I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing these kind of situations. You just see these women who are giving up having families for something that's useless and foolish.
Okay, so next clip here, got two more. Remove this one, remove from studio. And then we'll get a Latina saying that you got to pay $200 for a date. You must be out of your mind.
Yeah, you gotta be out of your mind, Latina. Yeah, she's smoking something.
I think it's this one over here.
On a first date.
Okay, let's go. This is gonna be a wild one, brothers.
What's the most a man should spend on a first date?
I feel like if I'm gonna get ready and I'm gonna use all my products to come out with you, I need like a minimum of $200. A minimum, and that's like being nice.
And what does the man get in return for that?
My presence?
But aren't you having his presence within you already?
I hear you, but no. No. I mean, like, I'm here to get to know you. I'm here to get to know you. You invited me out.
But he has to drop $200.
Yeah, because
minimum.
Yeah, because
just because you have to do your makeup.
Because I have to. Okay, so we're gonna do the math. My moisturizer is $400. My eye cream is $300. My serum is like another $300. My makeup, not included. So if I have to spend, that's my money. I'm spending my money on these products. I'm gonna use these products.
What are you using them for, though?
For myself.
Okay.
But I'm going to use these products and I'm going to show up because it's not like I'm going to show up in sweats.
The man doesn't owe you anything if you're just getting to know each other.
If you're inviting me out, you owe me a date.
Let me go first here, right? Absolute filth coming out this woman's mouth, okay? So, because you spend, and this is crazy spending in my opinion, outrageous spending, because you spend a couple $100 on your moisturizer, on your serum, on your outfit, whenever you go on dates, you expect men to drop at least $200 on you because you spend money that amounts to $400 on serum and on moisturizer. Where is the logic in spending that much money on a goddamn flipping cream? It makes no sense. And even worse logic is to expect a man to pay at least $200 on a date to make up for the outrageous amount of money that you're spending on a flipping moisturizer. Okay? On a first date, right? No man, if he has any sense, is going to drop $200 on the first date. Why do you deserve that? Why do you deserve a man to drop two bags on a first date? That's nonsense, bruv. That is nonsense. Who is gassing these chicks up? Or in what reality do you expect a man to drop two flipping $100 on a date? I can't imagine a Panamanian chick, even a German chick, definitely not a Japanese chick, expecting me to pay 200 in whatever currency on the first date, unless it's yen. That's like £2. But to keep it serious, right? Brother, this is what we're dealing with in the West. This is why passport bros exist. This is why passport bros exist. You will never get these kind of crazy statements when you travel abroad. Go on, Theo.
How do I say this? So I use anti-aging products. I've used them for the last 10 years. And my serum costs $270. I use another one that's $290. My moisturizer is around $300. I use other things too, like hydrate, like something that makes it gets rid of the dryness in my face. That's like $210 altogether. I use 2 products for that. I use some other things as well. I would never think that a woman owed me anything because of that, because I wore that. Or if I'm on YouTube, sometimes if I go to YouTube, I do this as well. I do this for myself. That's it. In order to maintain myself, it's just something I like to do. I spent $135,000 on my gym. That's not for women; it's for me, right? I like to exercise, and it's something I do to maintain myself. I spend at least $2,000 a month on personal trainers. It's to maintain myself and increase my strength. This has nothing to do with women. I would never expect anything from women from what I'm doing. This is all me. When the things that she is talking about right now is so that she can try to get a richer man that every other woman wants. She's doing this in order to compete with other women. This is her issue. I would say again, she's very beautiful. She can easily just take off her cosmetics, use a basic foundation. She doesn't need anything. She doesn't need a foundation, to be honest. Her skin is good. She barely has any fat on her. She just wears a very basic dress, basic shoes, just have a great smile and confidence. She can get most men to want to ask her out up to 45, 50 years old. Guys who are millionaires will still want to date her because she's young. And she has all men want young women. So she could easily get wiped up if she just changes her personality and her values. That's it. So for her to be saying this, she's just shooting herself in the foot, and she's putting herself in a position to be passed around, because the kind of guy that she wants can go through her and her girlfriend and the girls down the street, and he probably has. So has his friends in his network. They all know what kind of woman she is. She's easy, so they're just going to show her some money, show her a good time, and run through her and do it again and again. Keep her on a rotation. That's the only thing she's going to go to, and that's because of her value system. She is not living in a way in order to make a family, or in order to edify herself as a human being, to enjoy other human beings, men in particular, and make a relationship with them. She's thinking about money, and money doesn't think about you. Oh well.
Oh, that's a great point there. I feel like, right, these modern women, right, have outrageous spending habits, right? If you're dropping that much money on moisturizers, right, serum, you best have the funds to back it up. If you're living
Yeah.
paycheck to paycheck and you're still dropping that kind of money on moisturizers, something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. You fool.
Yeah. She's too young to be doing that. She doesn't need it. All she needs to do, she doesn't even need that black miniskirt. She just needs to wear something a little bit more respectable, normal clothes, no cosmetics, and just say hi. That's it. Say hi. She can stop traffic if she wanted to. She doesn't understand it. She has low self-confidence. It has nothing to do with men. It has everything to do with her. That's it. So I agree with you, IP. This is all because of her. That's it. She'll never get married. That's it. She's gonna be plaything.
I can't imagine. I'm trying to imagine my reaction when I'm on a date, a woman asking me to drop $200 on her. She must be out of her goddamn mind.
Yeah, I mean, but
No.
the way it goes, we would never choose a woman like that who had that kind of value, who had those kind of values. There's no way. Again, I was in Japan. I dated women who were entirely superior to her. I never dropped $200 on them on a date. Get out of here. Impossible. How would you eat $200 worth of Japanese food at going out anyway? That's really hard to do. Like, where are you at? The central Tokyo or something? Even Roppongi Hills would be hard to do. So I'm just like, I'm serious. You're there. You know what that place is like. There's a lot of good restaurants, but you really don't spend $200 because you get full. So it's not like Chinese food. So what is she thinking? What does she think she's worth? What is she nuts? So she should, again, change her outfit, change her values, and say, I want a guy who takes me out to Starbucks and is totally into me and wants a long-term relationship with me and values me as a human being. That's where you do it. Hey, that's where you start. But nope, can't do that.
Facts, absolute facts. So last clip of today, before we open up the phone lines, removed from studio. Now, let me get up this clip real quick, video file, and then it's this one over here. Okay.
So this might sound a little bit toxic, but what if we just started robbing men? Like the guys who ask if you want to come over on their first date. What if you just took a couple things from their house? Then they'll start asking women on dates so they could see if the woman is a robber. So this might sound a little bit toxic, but what if we just started robbing men? Like the guys who ask if you want to come over on their first date. What if you just took a couple things from their house? Then they'll start asking women on dates so they could see if the woman is a robber.
We've reached a point in dating in the West where modern women can openly say on TikTok or social media platforms that let's start robbing men on first dates. Imagine if a man said that let's start robbing women on first dates. The outrage from the liberal feminist media, right, would be astounding. Brothers, I want you to see just how bad modern dating is in the West. The amount of privileges Western women have, the amount of leeway Western women have is something that we have not experienced any time in history. This is being sanctioned. This is being allowed by the powers that be, the media, those who control everything. Okay? This is vile and disgusting. This is disgusting. Encouraging other women to rob men during dates. I can't believe this, bruv. This is horrific. Show me a foreign woman that's going to be openly out here, right, on social media platforms, encouraging her other foreign women, female friends, to rob men during the first dates. Very rare that would happen, if not any. Go on, Theo.
Passport. That's the first thing I think. Passport, and then die alone. She's gonna die alone, as she deserves. That's about it. What more do we need to know that we should not be dealing with Western women? This kind of stuff. Oh, we're done. That's it. It comes out from their mouths freely. They made the video. They thought that thought process. They published it themselves. And this isn't the only time I've heard this kind of crap from a Western woman. So, passport. In 40 years, she'll be talking about how she has no one and she doesn't know what to do. And we'll be with amazing women abroad and having families. And we're like, hey, you wanted to rob men? Now you've got nothing. Okay, you deserve it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. The entitlement, the confidence for someone to say this out there just shows you the kind of backing that women have in the West to do anything they want to do with impunity. With impunity. This is why the passport saved lives. This is why going your own way, dating foreign women, investing abroad, getting into crypto. We gotta get out this matrix, man. This is crazy what we're experiencing. Go on, Theo.
Western men cannot even tolerate this, or should not even tolerate this. And guys, it'd be by far better for you to be alone than to be with a woman like this, period. And I'm not talking about a date. You don't want to be in the same room, store, bar, restaurant, anywhere with a woman like this. This woman is dangerous. So get away. And it's not only that, if she can so easily speak this way, there's a group around her thinking the exact same thing. So guys, use your passport. You will never have this kind of situation abroad unless you're totally crazy. Like Colombia is a good example of doing craziness. But as long as you have good values, vet the woman first, and aren't trying to use her body, you'll be just fine. But this woman will take a good man down in the West. And you do not even want to be around such a woman.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Awesome. So that is the end of this segment. Let's get some callers in, Mr. Theo Waff. And brothers, when you call in, speak about the topic at hand of male loneliness. What's your personal battle with it? How have you faced it? What's your tips for brothers? Let's make this a very insightful discussion, okay? Great. Another classic stream, Mr. Theo. Amazing, amazing. I think we really touched upon that topic extremely very well. Crypto over the past week has done well. Hopefully it's done well for you as Theo. But big news in regards to the Bitcoin ETF. But we're going to speak more about crypto in the future. We need to get as much brothers into that. But yeah, fantastic, man.
Yeah, been a good stream so far. Yeah, again, these women have no idea what they're doing. I also think too, I guarantee you in the future, they're going to be like, we're old and lonely now, and it's all because of men. And I'm going to be like, I'm not even going to be around. Be like, hey, you want to talk to my beautiful wife and my kids? Yeah. And then I'm going to show my kids, I'm going to say like, hey kids, see this woman in the nursing home? She's all alone. Don't be like her. Do something better. And that's it. The Western woman's going to be a cautionary tale of the kind of woman to avoid. And women talking like this, like how they make so much money, this happened during the Great Depression. So when guys didn't have anything, they're really struggling to get some work. Women were able to get work, and then they went around talking about how they're superior to men. And what happened was a lot of these women, they never got married at all because the guys went off, had World War II, came back, and they married younger women. That's it. So a lot of these women became spinsters. So I just want to say, they're going to get what they deserve in the end. They're walking right for it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, Fives, turn your camera on in the background, please. I know you're not sure. Awesome, you're confirmed. Fives, turn your camera off. Okay, and bring your Fives. What's going on, Fives? Is you good?
What up? What up? I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Good. It's been a good stream so far. Enjoying myself. Having a good time talking. Yeah. But what's up, Fives?
Hey, a long time ago. Well, it's been a little bit of a while, but pretty much successfully transitioned over to my new state. Just working, grinding away, and making money. And I know the stream's topic of is loneliness in men, but actually, I am thriving in pain right now because of one of the most intense leg workouts I've ever done in my life, by finding another spirit that is like me, right? We've known each other for most of our lives, but now that we're on the same page that we both need to leave, we're actually like complimenting each other. So now I'm no longer alone. And that goes to show you that if you stick through it, you will, this is for everybody in the chat, you will eventually find people like you. You just got to keep trying.
Yep.
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 But as far as my contributions to the topic of the stream, which is male loneliness, I didn't catch every single bit of what y'all were saying when listening in the background and doing stuff. So forgive me if I miss anything. But I do think y'all did post up that study earlier in the stream that said it was like most men have gone without, shagging, or however you want to code it, right? Like they've gone without the business, right? That actually is directly correlated with what I'll label the self-elimination rate of men, because you will get to, like, I don't think y'all in the chat understand, once you get to a certain point in your loneliness, and I definitely have been there multiple times, you don't want to be around anymore. Like you don't see the point. But I will say that, like you, Theo, the following the depths and the darkness of the points of loneliness, like every single time I've been lonely or every single time I've been low, I've been able to come back and be successful. There was one time I was low, I came back and I got the CCAF, which is the Community College of the Air Force degree, at the highest GPA, at the highest chance of scholarship in my unit, and was the only one in my squadron to do so. I was the only one in my unit to do so, highest chance of my squadron. I had another low point, and then I graduated with a bachelor's degree in business. And then I had another low point, and then I graduated with an MBA. Like, you see where I'm going with this, right? Like, this keeps cycling through. And if you get through the dark points and you literally put your head down and your nose to the grindstone and work hard enough, it sounds cliche, but you'll be surprised at what you can do if you just don't give up. And I think the mentality is, think of it as like playing with house money, right? Like, hey man, you're on this earth once. You might as well see what you can do, right? Play until you crap out of the craps table. So that's my 2 cents.
Awesome. Thanks.
Mike,
go for it.
I definitely have a comment on that one. As you achieve multiple goals in life, when it starts getting difficult, the loneliness is there. And in particular, if there's nobody there at all, it's real, you don't have any friends, but there's no woman around us as well. And if you're younger. And so what I found is that as time goes on, the more goals that I achieved by myself, the less I needed somebody around. And that's really unfortunate, because it would have been better, as a lot of my married friends did, was that they had those relationships with someone while they were achieving the goals, and they got the support. And then when they achieved the goals, they were sharing the goals with somebody else, and they appreciated her so much more. And they had pretty much a rock solid relationship. Whereas, like, again, with me right now, like, again, you guys know I'm a millionaire, right? I'm gonna look at a woman and I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? I mean, where's your value? I've already achieved everything I want. So, I mean, all of these problems that I had, all these obstacles, I overcame them without anyone. In fact, the horribleness that I went through, the darkness, I got through that all on my own. So, what are you again? Right? That's really unfortunate, because it makes attaining the relationship that much more difficult, because you don't want it. You know, you can just get a dog, or you can just go outside and take a walk, come back. That's all you need. So that's the sad part. So I would say try to get the relationship and try to grow and build with someone, you can be definitely a much better position as a human being.
Yes, indeed. Great breakdown there, Theo. Also, you want to chime in on that, Fives?
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to bring in somebody else or not.
Do you want to talk? You can talk about that.
Oh, okay. I guess my retort to what Theo was saying, which I completely agree with. I do believe. No, I don't believe it's a fact that when you go through life with somebody, things are not only significantly easier, but the lows are deafened and the highs are like the euphoric, like they are really, really high. They get higher with somebody else around. But I guess my retort to you specifically, Theo, and please don't take this the wrong way when I say this. I'm going to try to be as careful as I possibly can. But you at least had a shot, right? You had a wife, you have had success, and you have had relationships and stuff like that, right? But there are a lot of men, including myself, right, who have never, and I'm dead serious when I say never have even been in a serious relationship. I'm not talking about when you were in high school, middle school. To me, those don't count. I mean, as an adult, serious partner relationship, I'm yours, you're mine. We walk through life together. That has never happened to me. And to be honest, the statistics are probably off by a considerable amount, because this is something like there was a poll that said, how many men in this chat, I think this was a 1MT who had this poll, but how many men in this chat have had a woman cook for them ever, not counting family? And it was easily over 60%. Like, it was not even close. Like, and I'm included in that category. I have never had a woman sit there and, I mean, I've had a woman buy me dinner, but does that really count? Like, I can do that myself. Like, it is so much harder, because knowing that there's men like yourself who are worthy and have had love and have had success. I'm not knocking that. It's just when you've never had it and you get to a point where you theorize you never will have it, because it's like, well, you can't get higher than an 100% fail rate. You just can't. So I hope that made sense in the way I worded it.
No, I mean, that's an issue. That's one reason to use your passport. Because you'll go abroad and you'll have something totally different, and then you'll definitely be dating, and then you will have those long-term relationships. And you look back at the West and say, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was you. It really was you." And it's how she's making her decisions. And how old are you, by the way? You mind saying it?
27.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna see this. Okay, it's how it goes. You're about to go into the horrible time, right? Because 28 is about when it starts. So 28 to 32, it's bad for a man being alone. I cannot imagine it. It was bad for myself. When you are able to finally get that relationship abroad, you're going to look back at your friends from high school, and you're going to see the repercussions of what the girls' decisions are. And a lot of those decisions are going to be self-destructive. And then as you go to 35 to 38, 39, you get your 20-year high school reunion, you're going to see a lot of those women coming back who thought that they were too good for you. She thought that she was absolutely awesome, great. They're going to be single mothers, ran through, lonely, not having anybody, but talking about her DMs. I'm serious. This stuff's going to happen. So if I were you, man, you're about to go, like 27 abroad is wonderful. Go use your passport. I don't know where you were at right now. That's right. You're in the Air Force.
No. I wasn't. So currently I am in the DC metro area strictly for work, but I just acquired a remote job. So I need about a year, maybe a year and a half, and then I plan on going abroad.
Are you going to learn language?
I'm currently learning Japanese and some Spanish. I already picked up German because I lived in Germany, but I don't see myself going to Europe. I plan on the tiers I listed at is Asia, South America, and Africa.
You'll do well in Japan. I can tell by your confidence. Oh yeah, you'll do really well in Japan. I'd say do anything you possibly can to go to Japan. You'll have a wonderful girlfriend. I see you landing there when you're about 27 and dating a 22-year-old or a 21-year-old. I did that. It's good. I'm serious.
Yeah. But again, I didn't mean any sort of like. I hope you just didn't take the wrong way. It's just that, yeah.
Sorry, bro. I'm going to call in. All right. So, can you turn your camera on in the background, please, bro? So I know you know. Sure. Thank you very much. Hey, Dak in the building. Thank you, brother. Salute. And before I bring brother, turn your camera off. Shout out to New Money Marcus for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Marcus. Inflation is messing up the bag for Pookie and Ray in America. Women can't afford to let them mooch anymore. However, I'm still not available. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Facts, bro. Facts. We're going to speak about crypto after the stream. After that, because it's looking at the Bitcoin chart right now. I think the bull might start very soon, brothers. The bull run might come in very soon. So hold on, bro. What's going on, Dak? You good, brother? Mr. Dak, this is
Hey, IIP. Hey, Theo. Hey, Five.
Good morning. Good morning, brother.
Yo.
Yeah, this is I definitely can connect to this. Because a lot of my achievements were done alone, in the sense that I was to myself. Like when I graduated from college, I was the first in my family to graduate from college. My immediate family knew. None of them came. It wasn't something that was, that was what they wanted in terms of success. I mean, I grew up with people in my family. They were more, into the streets, doing, like street pharmacy type dealing, and, like getting quick money and fast money, even though they, by any means necessary. So I learned growing up not to do that. And, I stayed focused, and that loneliness, also dealt with being ostracized by my, extended family. And for a time, especially when I was like a teenager and in my 20s, I would allow it to get to me, because it was like, I would think to myself, well, maybe I should prove to them why I am successful. And by the time I got to my last semester, it didn't help, because what I realized at that point was like, the people who tolerate you really don't. They have your worst interest. A friend of mine even told me this. He's like, the worst decision he made was to go back to be around his wife's family, and it messed up his situation financially. He was a restaurant manager in Texas. He went back up north to Pittsburgh and ended up, he had a good relationship with his wife, but him going, to the family and thinking that was going to help by proving something to them, it just made the more toxic. And so just from those experiences, I would say, definitely you want to go where you're appreciated and valued. I would say that the IT class since then was really the only time I've ever had with a group of young men. Now I've met with older gentlemen, like boomers and stuff, where I can talk to them and, kind of get advice from. But to meet with other guys within my younger generation, I never really had that. I was really just mostly self-motivated on doing things. But the periods I had of loneliness were definitely was where, I turned from within to achieve my greatness. But it was through a lot of, self-pity and doubt. And you have to get over it. I'm over it now. I mean, I'm 36, but, I got over it by the time before I got college. I really got over it, because I realized then when I was in college, I was around other nerds, people who were into tech and science. And I was able to, really collab and do stuff that I normally wouldn't do when I was at home. I would just be in my room, to myself, and just write, journal, my findings. And so I know it's like to be at that state, but it doesn't last very long. Hopefully in the future, I would definitely, meet my wife overseas. But definitely be able to appreciate me and the interest that I have.
That's really, yeah, good. I applaud you. That's really good. I had sort of the same situation with my family. They could never keep a job, either one of them. And I started working when I was 10 years old. And one of the reasons I did that was to show them how to keep a job. And instead of me proving anything to them, they just went ahead and took my salary from me, stole it in order to pay an electric bill or this or that, saying that they deserved it. And I was looking at them and was like, you guys are nuts. Like they're not adults, they're children. And so I stopped.
You're right.
Trying.
Because I had that when I had my first job. It was like 3 years out of school when I had my first professional job as a chemist. And I noticed people in my family were like, oh, so you got your little job now. And they looked at me, not looking at me, but they saw dollar signs. Even though like I was making like signs. 70,000, 80,000, that's not a lot, but to them it is, because they're not used to actually getting that kind of money.
So they would try to take it from you. And I mean, for me, when they did. And so I just learned if I get my salary, spend it. And then I can't teach them anything. And so I just went to university. I didn't even try to bring anything back from university to them. So I knew they were a lost cause. And indeed they were. They weren't going to change. They were stuck. They were both narcissists, to be honest. But they had their own sad story. So it's like, I'm not a part of this. I'm done with you guys. So you just have to abandon and walk away. It looks like you did something along that line. It's good that we have our group because we've got a lot of guys with some of the same histories. And it's good that we're all talking together as much as we are. And a lot of guys are growing in there. So I think it's great. IP, how about your students? Do you see them growing as individuals, not only as programmers within your group?
Absolutely, bro. I'm very happy with my cohort of students, ambitious, hungry, and like my previous Python cohorts, and Deck was one of them. They're gone on to do great things, and I think this current class I have here, they're very hungry for success, bro. I love hearing the questions they give to me, asking questions. IP, how do I do that? How do I do this? I got very high hopes for them. We're doing great things here, Theo, in Teaching These Brothers, man. But you, Theo, as well, we appreciate what you do as well. The conferences, the ideas, and the help you give as well. It's much appreciated, man. This is the community that's helping men drive forward, right? Men having purpose. I'm studying Python every week. I'm studying cloud every week for a better goal or a better life ahead. And we gotta keep that foot on the pedal and not let go of the gas, bro, without a single doubt, brother.
Yeah, IP. I was just going to respond to the super chat I sent earlier. Like I sing, it's like kind of a hobby of mine, and so Theo was talking about like Gregorian chant. It's like liturgical music in the Catholic, Anglican, and some Eastern churches, like Orthodox churches. They have their liturgical music. So it's an old, ancient form of music. Like even the notation is different. It's a completely different form of singing. It's definitely, like monks would sing it initially, but then it really spread more to like the church itself. But then most of the classical music, they did pieces with Gregorian chant, different, artists like Mozart, Beethoven, Palestrina. So I've been practicing this week some Gregorian chant for Sunday.
It's cool.
Awesome, bro. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah, so I think we're all, again, together, we're doing much better. And we have to kind of, band together as a group, and it will be better in life. And we'll be a lot less dysfunctional. We're removing the dysfunction and going to something else, advancing to a better point. So, it's good what we do as a group.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's go on for another 5-10 minutes after we're going to end the stream. Let me bring in Daryl Gardner in the background. Daryl, your camera's on. Do you want to turn it off or leave it on? It's up to you, brother. Give me a thumbs up to leave it on. Okay, awesome, bro. Let me bring in Mr. Daryl Gardner in the background. Good evening, Daryl.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I have no reason to hide who I am. I am who I am, like Popeye,
I am who I am, like Mark Brando from The Wire, huh?
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get that. It got 5,000 channels, man. It's hard. I get tired just clicking through all the channels, man. I just give up. You know.
Mario Stanfield
And they
story.
put all the good shows on at the same time, so you have to make a choice. That you know. Now, two questions. Now, the countries, the places, whatever you want to call them, that the population is shrinking. Is the government paying you guys to increase the population? Because sooner or later, some of these superpowers, the population is decreasing.
Brother. Male isolation, bro. Male isolation. Let's keep on topic, please. So, what's your experience with male isolation, brother? Have you dealt with it? Any advice for brothers? Let's keep on topic, please, Daryl. Okay. Thank you, bro. Brother, male isolation.
Oh, male isolation. Yeah. How do we deal with isolation? Some people. What's the best way to deal with isolation?
Have a purpose.
Well, I mean, yeah. So I mean, you've lived life, Daryl. So I mean, have you ever been really lonely in your life?
Yes, but we was conditioned, so I had to break myself out of being conditioned to feel bad about being lonely. You know, we conditioned to, taught how to feel while we lonely, so I had to break out of that feeling. You know, because a lot of things that we are conditioned to do, it doesn't mean that it's right for us. You know, like that. You know, it's a money making business for us to be sad and lonely. You know. And I ain't no monkey, so it's like monkey see, monkey do. So what happened is I had to recondition myself a lot. Like if I'm broke, hey, broke ain't being bad a lot of times. When you ain't got the money, then you got problems. So I don't mind, just rearranging everything.
Yeah, that's good. So when were you lonely in your life? What ages were you?
Recently, from like I look back and I say like from 2018 to 2000 and I woke up like 2022 because I knew I can count on somebody like once a month or once a week or sometime out that month. It was like a lady in my life. I knew I can count on her. If not like once a week or sometime in that month, right? And then what happened? All of a sudden, she just cold turkey me. I knew this lady for like 19 years. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing about it, I brought her over to the house where I stayed at in Far Rockaway, and she thought I was sleeping with the landlord. And I had no reason to lie to her. I treated her like one of the boys. So I prefer to tell somebody the truth so they can't call me a liar. Either I'll avoid the subject so you can't call me a liar, or I'll just tell you straight out. So all the while she knew me before I got involved with her. She knew about all my past relationships. And then what happened? I said, I never lied to you before. I don't have to lie to you now. You ain't my girlfriend. So I don't see any reason why I have to lie to you. We hook up. But it's a good thing. But it's a sad thing too, because she used to threaten me. She was very insecure. And, that's a dangerous thing when somebody tell you they're going to harm you because they think you're cheating on them. So I had to finally wake up and see.
So you weren't really lonely. You were still hooking up with people, right?
No. Because that was somebody who I kind of like, see me, okay, everybody has to look at it like this. I'm not going to wait around for somebody to be available. So that's moving. That's how I started to move. Well, I'm going to wait around for you to be available. You have a life. You have your family. You have your job. You have whatever else going on like that. So, I mean, some people can wait around and they comfortable with that. That's their exclusive. But me, it's like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you got going in your life. You could have met somebody. So I'm not going to wait around for you. If you don't want to be like in, serious relationship for me, there's no reason for me to be around. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's very much outside the topic that we're talking about. So we're talking about situations in which you don't have anybody in your life for an extended period of time. We're like 3, 4, 5 years easily. And we're not talking about waiting around. There literally isn't anyone around.
That's how women are.
All right, sorry, no, that's how we are. That's
So that's the end of there, bro.
that's our experience. Yeah. We'll
So
talk to you
thank
later.
you, Daryl. Thank you, bro. Much appreciate, Daryl. Shout out to Mr. Grady Coffer Jr. for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, bro, for the support. Salute. Thank you so very much. Okay. All right. So let's go to everyone for their last closing statement. Mr. Five, do you have any closing statements or questions?
Yeah, I do. Thank y'all for having me on. So before I came on the stream, actually, I have an article pulled up right now of NPR. There was a tech conference, a women's tech conference, overrun by men, and
I saw that. Yeah.
yeah. So, and you want to know what and you could probably already guess, but the response was overwhelmingly from women and the women's sympathizers. You can't see my air quotes, but basically, we don't want you here. And that is basically male loneliness in a nutshell. That's why, again, like I said earlier, the self-elimination rate for men is so high. That's why we end up going down destructive paths and using substances and doing all this other stuff. But in a way, we should be actually thanking them for this kind of rejection. We should be thanking them for the periods of loneliness, the period of about a decade of loneliness that I've experienced between 18 and 27, because if you really think about it, they're responsible for this space. They're responsible for the passport bros. They are responsible. They drove us to loneliness and isolationism. And instead of treating it like, we're going to sit here and just drown out in defeat, we turn it into the hyperbolic time chamber and came out Super Saiyan level 3 pluses. Like, now we can just do this. It's like, now I can just sit there, chill, pull up Duolingo, pull up my study material, and pull up my work, and then go work out. And that's my life on repeat until I finally make that big move out. And when you do make that big move out, as you've seen from people like Vibing with Fred and 1FT and all these other guys who are doing great things, it's a beautiful thing. So, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for driving male loneliness up, because that made us just adapt to an adverse situation. So that's my 2 cents, if that makes sense to y'all.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. All right. So, sorry, no more callers, bro. Sorry, bro. Mr. Dak, what's your closing statement, bro?
Yeah. I had something interesting. So this past week, I was talking to kind of like a female associate, and she's just going back to school, single mom in like her 30s, and she's thinking that that she was talking to me, we were talking for a good bit, but one of the things I thought that was just so like interesting was that I found peculiar when she was telling me that that she would want to have a boyfriend or husband that would support her schooling and be at school all day and not really do anything for her husband. I mean, just completely just me. And then on top of that, just have a mouth like a sailor, I mean, it's like these Western women, they want to just have it all without making any sacrifice, not even like letting go of their pride, any humility. So it's like, let them burn, bro. Let them burn. Let them burn. Don't even like have pity. Just let them burn.
Absolutely, man. F them, man. Resting good. Yep. Go on, Theo.
No, that's funny. I'm just laughing when you said that's all.
Let them burn, man. Don't help him out. We got bigger plans. We got crypto that's popping off coming in the coming weeks or months. We need to put ourselves first and leave these women in the dust. I do not give a damn about Western women anymore. All right. Thank you very much, Daryl. Okay. Thank you, bro. And thank you very much, Dak. Much appreciated, bro. And now we are down to both IP and Theo. Mr. Theo, do you have any closing statements, brother?
Again, thank you for having me on your channel. Had a great time talking. I actually enjoyed talking about my own loneliness that I had before. Guys, if you're lonely, don't make stupid decisions. Don't make impulsive decisions. Try to keep your eyes on the prize, which is going to be your future. And you will make it out. But also try to have friends, try to have hobbies, try to do something else. Don't drive yourself as hard as I did. Because what I did was actually it hurt, and I don't think I should have done it as hard as I did. So you can make it, but do it with others, and you will make it. Without a doubt, don't get Keisha pregnant, because that 10 minutes of feeling somebody will lead you 18 years of misery, and don't do it. Anyway, guys, keep on studying. For our students, we're very happy with you. Keep it going, guys. And for the guys who are getting closer to becoming passport bros, keep on studying, get those books open, keep yourself focused, and understand that in the future you will be abroad and you're going to be with women who actually appreciate you and know how to interact with you. So that's your future. Go for it. I'm at IP. Have a great time, all right?
Take it easy, brother. Salute for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. All right, so brothers, great live stream. If you're lonely, understand that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up. Don't have any crazy thoughts. Keep working hard towards your goals. So thank you all those who hit the super chats, who hit the who support any way they can. That's greatly appreciated. Crypto, big news this week, big jumps this week. I wish you all the best in crypto. Shout out to the usual suspects. You know, again, let us know what crypto we shall be investing in, and let us know what crypto popped up for you this week. If any investments you made a couple years ago, or a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, what popped up for you this week? Where do you see crypto going now? They may approve the Bitcoin ETF, right? The SEC might approve that, like it will approve it, and we might see a run starting earlier than it was planned. So, crypto, brothers, crypto. Let us know in the live stream chat. I'll give you our 4 minutes. I'm gonna give you our 4 minutes, man. I'm gonna give you our 4 minutes. Thank you, Theo. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all the brothers who called in as well and chimed in, and those who shared their experience. Brothers, we cannot miss out on this crypto run, so expect a lot of crypto streams coming in the future. It's gonna be crypto season on this channel, without a single doubt. Self-improvement, traveling, passport bro, showing you how crazy modern women are, addressing male topics. I'm gonna give you brothers value like I promised at the beginning of this year, man. IP, international passport, straight from the UK. We're gonna be all right, brothers, man. We're gonna be all right. And shout out to all the brothers that put in work for other brothers. You feel the brothers in the Discord, brothers in the Facebook group. Y'all are awesome. This is an awesome community. One of my favorite life achievements so far is creating this channel. This channel may not have 1 million subs. This channel may not have, even 10 million views. This channel may not even have 100K subs. But a great man once said that sometimes less is more. Sometimes it's all about quality over quantity. I love this channel, man. I really do. This is what gives me purpose. Having this channel, helping out brothers, changing lives, man. I'm very happy. I am extremely happy, man. Thank you. Thank you, brothers, man. It's been tough, but we gotta keep pushing, man. We gotta keep pushing. Okay, So last minute, write your crypto in the live stream chat. All right, so because y'all are quiet. All right, I'm gonna see our brothers on the next stream. Peace out, brothers. Thank you.